Hello, I am Emma of Granola Gear, and I'm so excited you've decided to join me to chat once again about what I've been knitting. The focus has definitely still been on summer knits, which is exciting. I'm really cranking through them. I feel like I'm kind of making up for lost years of not wanting to knit summer knits or being intimidated by all the lighter weight knits, I think. So I feel like I'm knitting some older patterns, like patterns of the past, but I'm, like I said, making up for lost time, building up the basics of knits for summer in my wardrobe, which is really exciting. But there are some new things sprinkled in there, so that's fun. Um, yeah, I will start with what I'm wearing, which is the Alice top by Petite Knit. This one is knit in an assortment of yarns that are pretty much entirely discontinued because they all came from the thrift store. The first one is the pink yarn, which is Cotton Top. Sorry about the truck in the background. Cotton Top by Brown Sheep Yarn, something like that. And it's half cotton, half wool. And then these are both linen yarns, the white and the gray. In here, this one's Kinson Coast Sparrow. This one is Shabui Knits Reed in just the white color. I'm still not 100% sold on the partially wool because it's not like a merino. It is a little itchy. I'm not sure how I feel. This is kind of like, I haven't worn this out and about yet because I'm not quite at the tank tops stage yet, but I'm sort of not sure. I feel like a lot of what makes things itchy or not is like psychological. So I'm trying to convince myself that it's not itchy so that I wear it and have a good experience. But we'll see if that's true or not, or if I'm just telling myself these things and it's ridiculous. But I'll start with my one finished object. And this one is the Plain Yoke T20 by Lay Knit 20 because that's a number of stitches in the gauge swatch because it's the worst weight one. She has a DK version as well. Super basic circular yoke. I mean, I'll add a video of me wearing it with rolled hems all over. This was a super quick knit. I knit it in Universal Yarn Clean Cotton, which I didn't really like. It's 85% cotton, 15% polyester. It's kind of weird. I bought it last year for something totally different, didn't end up using it, and it was just like a cheap option that was available to me easily. And it's fine. I like the color. The color is petunia, I believe. I just think the polyester is kind of unnecessary, and it's definitely going to be a pilly cotton. But yeah, this was fun. It's done with like lifted increases, which I don't do super often. Usually I do like make one increases, whatever those are called. Is that the actual name? I'm just picturing in my mind M1, M1L, ML1, whatever that is. I know the action, the words sometimes escape me. But yeah, the rolled hems were pretty easy. I actually, as you can see, ran out of the pink and I was going to get more of it. But I was like, you know what? I don't like this yarn anyways. I don't know if I need one skein or two. I don't think my local yarn store has any more of this color. So you know what? I'm just going to use some of the cotton top that I had left over for this because it's on the bottom. So even if it's itchy, it won't matter because it's kind of sticks out a little bit because it's stiffer and it's like a boxy-ish top. And the pink looks fine. Like I think this looks intentional and cute. I don't think it looks weird. I had a purple, kind of like a dusty purple that was also worsted weight cotton that I considered using, but I didn't think it would look as intentional as this pink does. And I really like the result. I decided to keep a little short because I figured as a heavier weight pattern, it would be better if it was more cropped and then could stick out more and get some air underneath. And I went for a walk in the evening wearing this yesterday and it was fine. It was probably in the low 70s, kind of sunny. I mean, I wouldn't go on a hike for this. Might not be like a sitting down somewhere warm or kind of like humid day sort of piece. It probably wouldn't work for that. But like in the sun, in the mid 70s, it wasn't too bad. I did pretty much everything to pattern. Had no issues. Had no issues with the pattern. I think I did my rolled hems in, I think it called for a 2.5 millimeter and I did a 2.75 because that's what I have. I don't have the 2.5 and it was still fine. But maybe, I think the hem was in 3.5, so it's not as tight. But I'd never done rolled hems before and that worked out. So I was pretty happy with that. That was my one finished object. And now on to works in progress. I'll start with what I already had going last time. This one's all tangled with the other. And this one, I probably should have done the straps so that I could show you easier, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to make them yet. It's on much longer cords now, and this is Cami number 4, I believe, by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and this is for a friend knit in Drops Saffron. I got a long string hanging out here in the red clay color. I like this yarn a lot. It's like a good, I've said before, it's a good combination of like not too shiny, not too rough. I don't like the really rough ones because the friction makes it hard to knit and hurts your hands. I don't like the really shiny ones because it's really hard to join yarns and weave in ends. So this is like a good in between for me. I'm knitting one of the larger sizes because she has a larger bust than I am. It's going pretty well. I'm going for more of a full length piece, so this will probably take me a while because she was looking for something she could probably tuck in sometimes and layer later in the year. She lives in Los Angeles, so much warmer weather there, obviously. And yeah, this will probably be on my needles for a little while. The one thing I'm not sure about is the straps, because this is like, I think, a famously drapey piece and kind of will stretch with time. So because she's not here to try it on, I'm a little worried about my strap length, which is why I haven't done them yet. But I also just, I don't know. I don't know if I should have her measure something that she already has, but then it's also got a lot to do with the fact that it's a V-neck. So it's more about just like how far down you want the V to be, and then figuring out how much, a little bit like how much tighter you should make them so that if they do stretch, it's still like an appropriate place. I basically don't want her to have to tie the straps eventually because they're too loose, or figure out how to sew them. I want it to be fine for her. I don't want her to have to think about that. But it's been enjoyable. It's broken rib. I mean, I think broken rib is a great summer staple. It's a little more exciting than stockinette, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's how that's been going. The next piece I have is the Cumulus O neck by Petite Knit with an unraveled sweater yarn that I'm losing down here, which is 100% merino. And this is all I have left. This is my concern. I thought I had one more ball, but I don't. This is how far I've gotten. I did the sleeves. I did the sleeves a little bit shorter because I don't really like how long her sleeves are in her sample. It's just not my favorite look. So I did 20 rows on each, and I did decreases twice at 10 stitches and 10 stitches, and then I did do her decreasing I-cord on the sleeve, which I think looks fine. I'm hoping it'll block out a little less puffy. I think it will. This is a pretty springy merino. I'm hoping once I block it, it'll get a bit more drapey. I have faith. I did the neckline as well so that I can just use the rest of it on the hem. When I tried it on, I've knit like a couple inches since I last tried it on. I don't really want to put it on cords to try it on again yet. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. I think I'll be fine. I mean, I wasn't sure. I was a little worried, but like, I think I've got a decent amount. I think I can get a little bit further. I mean, maybe I should have done the V-neck so that I'd be using less yarn in the top, but this was also infinitely faster because it was joined in the round a lot sooner, which was my intention with knitting this one, not the V-neck. I wanted it to go by faster. I'll see if I can find a picture of this piece that I unraveled. I usually, honestly, eyeball what I can make out of it. This was like a all over cabled piece that was, it had little cap sleeves. It had little cap sleeves and a big turtleneck. So it was kind of funky. But I figured because it was cabled and it was kind of long, that it would be fine for a t-shirt like that. And I think it's going to be just enough. Not sure what I'm going to do for the edge. I might not do the I-cord depending on how far I can get, but it's going all right, I think. I mean, this is such a nice little dainty piece. This is an experiment for me, and like, I can definitely wear this next to skin as far as experience, like wearing experience, like it's plenty soft enough. I know that's not the issue, but I'm going to see if this is too warm. I'm not 100% sold on the wearing merino in the summer. This is my test. Yeah, I still want to knit another one of these in the Knitting for All of Pure Silk. I just haven't bought it yet, but I did find out because of Nee Knits, who I know also lives in Massachusetts somewhere. She posted that she had gone to a yarn store in Massachusetts that has Knitting for Olive that's like not too far away from me. So I may go there in the near future to like actually see the yarn in person, just because like picking colors is hard, and then I wouldn't have to pay for shipping and all that. So it'd be a nice immediate being able to cast things on. But I'm not 100% sure about starting one of these again right away. I might knit like another camisole or tank top in that before I moved on to something like this. Sorry, I've got one of my nails is kind of broken. It's getting caught on things. That's how that is going. The next piece doesn't have any yarn attached to it because I just did the front piece and then left it be because I was using my 3mm needles for the Cumulus blouse. And this is going to be Cami number 7. This is the all over broken rib one. This is actually the back. The back was what she wrote first in the pattern, and I finished it. This is in a 100% linen that I unraveled. This is technically an acquisition, sort of. I unraveled this sweater kind of thing that I had. Last year I thrifted this linen kind of meshy sweater. It had 3/4 sleeves. I didn't wear it at all. It didn't feel like it was really my color as far as like, this didn't really feel like it was my color as far as like an all over piece. With a tank top, it's kind of, there's less of it, so it doesn't feel like as much of the brown, if you know what I mean. It feels a little less all consuming. So I unraveled that because I felt like it was going to be better used as a tank top. And I thought it was a pretty dated design, the style. I should have taken a picture beforehand. I need to start doing that, but I didn't. And it's held double because it was a little thin, which I knew. I'm thinking I can get a tank top out of this. It might not be a full length one. It might be a little cropped, but I think I have enough. We will see. I'm sure I'll be playing Yarn Chicken, but I really like this pattern, and I think it's the broken rib. The single broken rib is really nice in the linen. It's a very good feel. The fabric is like a perfect drape. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from here. It's really nice. Like, it's not too holey, maybe a little holey, but I think it'll block out really nicely and be a really, really nice drapey piece. But that's actually all I'm working on right now. I don't have a million things going because everything I feel like most of the things I am knitting or want to knit are all like 3mm needles, and I only have one set. I should probably get another set of tips. I just don't really want to. So that's where we're at right now. I'm sure I'll start something else soon. I just got to figure it out from my pile of yarn. And I have bought a lot of patterns lately, it feels like, because summer knits have been going quicker. So I've been like accumulating patterns faster. I should probably reknit something, but you know how it is. There's always something new, something exciting. But yeah, so my one acquisition is technically that linen yarn because it turned into from sweater to yarn, but that's where we're at right now. As far as, sorry, I bumped the mic. I haven't done any sewing recently. I kind of go in and out of phases with that. I'm sure I'll pick it back up at some point. What else? Books, what I've been reading. I just read Funny Story by Emily Henry. It was very good, very cute. I really enjoyed it. I haven't liked all of her books, maybe because I listened to Happy Place as an audiobook. I didn't read it. So I didn't really like the back and forth and all over the place of that. I haven't read People We Meet on Vacation, even though I have it. I've heard people don't like that one as much either, though. So we'll see. I think the ensemble casts are not my favorite, where you've got like a whole bunch of people going on in that capacity and all sorts of little stories. I think I prefer focusing on one person, which is more what Funny Story was, because Book Lovers was also like that, and I enjoyed that one a lot. The other book I just finished was First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston, also behind me. That one was really good. It was a thriller, but it wasn't like as gritty as some thrillers are. Like, if you compare it to None of This Is True, I can't think of, by Lisa Jewell. Wow, that's amazing that I just came up with that. That one is a lot more gritty, a lot more like at points in time, but this one was more like a crime mystery kind of thriller. Didn't feel too like icky or weird. I liked it, wasn't, but it also wasn't one of those mind blowing at the end. You're like, oh my gosh, that's who it was. It's just like, okay, yeah, that works. So it was good. I really liked it. It was like a 4-star for me. But But if you're not into like super gritty thrillers, it's definitely a good option, I would say, personally. But I think that's all I've got going on this week. If you enjoyed this, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. Um, I've been having a great time doing these, so thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a great day and happy knitting.